Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is doing well. And I would like to welcome everyone to our seminar for our group going in early August from the 6th till the 14th of August, inshallah. Before we get started, I just want to let everyone know what we're covering today. We'll have a introduction to the group leader. We will talk about our schedule. One of the more important things that we have going on in today's meeting is nuzuk and permits. And then inshallah, we will open it up for Q&A. So any questions you may have, you can post it in the chat, or you can wait till the end, inshallah, and we will open up the audio so you can go ahead and ask your questions. Without any further delay, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Harun Hassan, and I will be with you during the trip, inshallah. So I will be traveling with you, and I will be taking care of you during the trip. So, and we also have Sister Rahima with us. If you can just introduce yourself before we get started with the meeting.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. My name is Rahima, and I'm here to help out with explaining some of the technological needs for this trip and answering any questions regarding such if you have any.
All right. So our schedule is we are leaving inshallah on the 6th, the upcoming Sunday, inshallah. We will be going from JFK to Riyadh, and then we have a layover in Riyadh, and then we transfer over to a flight to Medina, inshallah. So I just want to give everyone a reminder. When you check in your luggages at JFK Airport, they will give it to you in Medina Airport. So it does automatically get transferred over. When we meet, inshallah, at JFK Airport, when you arrive there, you will come and meet with me, inshallah, and I will hand you over. We have some merchandise that we give, so you can use it throughout the trip. We have a I Know Haram bag, which is really good when you're going to Haram. You can put in your slippers or any water bottle, anything you may need while your visits to Haram, both in Mecca and Medina. And we will give you a little pouch, which is really good for documents, especially when you're in Ihram. You can put in your phone, your passport, or maybe you want to put in some cash. So it's those are some useful things that we hand over at the airport. From there, inshallah, I will give you any further instructions if it's needed. If not, inshallah, you can check in with me, and then afterwards you can go and check in and inshallah go through security. From there, inshallah, we will arrive the following day on the 7th in Riyadh Airport. We do need to take a shuttle in order to go to the domestic terminal. It's about a 10-minute shuttle. We don't need to take any of our luggages with us. They do get automatically transferred over to the Medina flight. So we will go ahead and clear immigration. Once we're done with immigration, we will grab a shuttle and we will go to the domestic terminal. Once we take our flight and arrive in Medina, inshallah, we will have buses waiting for us at the airport, inshallah, Medina Airport. And from there, we will be moving to our hotel in Medina, inshallah. Once everyone is checked in, settled in, after a little bit of rest, after Isha, we like to do a quick walking tour so we can show you where the women enter in for prayer, where the men enter in for prayer. For the men, Salam entrance, and for men and women, Roda, Riyazul Jannah entrance, where you have to get in line and when you should show up over there. And basically, we show you a few things around Masjid Nawawi, so you are used to the area and you can go ahead and utilize the remaining days in Medina to do your prayers. So if you are taking out the permit, inshallah, we are expecting them to open up for the Roda. Hopefully by this coming Friday. Usually they open up the permits either on Friday or Saturday is when they open it up for the week for Riyazul Jannah. So inshallah, we will also be posting a reminder in the group as well. Roda permits for our dates are not available to take right now, but inshallah, before we travel, they should be available. And we will have 3 nights in Medina. So we arrive on the 7th and we leave on the 10th. On the 9th morning, we will be having our historical tours. So that's usually they don't have any permits available in the morning hours anyways. But if you do decide to, if they do have them available by any chance and you do decide to take them, just keep in mind we have a historical tour on the morning of the 9th, inshallah. And then we leave from Medina to Mecca on the 10th, and we will be performing our Umrah on the evening of the 10th. So the permits for the 10th, they are open. They're not as strict for the permits for the Umrah. So please, they are available to take now. So take anything out for after 8 p.m. or even 6, 7, 8 p.m. Those hours are pretty good, inshallah. We will try to get our Umrah done early so you can get some rest before the following day because it is Jummah the next day. And then, inshallah, on Saturday morning, we will be doing our historical tours in Mecca. On the Sunday, you will have a free day, but keep in mind that our flight is on the 14th morning, approximately around 6 a.m. So we do depart for the airport 12:30 a.m., close to 1 a.m. That's the time when we usually depart, depending on the situation. Sometimes the flights do get delayed. Sometimes there's traffic issues. So depending on the situation, we do give you a appropriate time to, inshallah, make it for our flight to Jeddah airport. Just a reminder, please do not purchase Zamzam before you get to the airport, inshallah. We will be providing one to you at the airport. They do have a Zamzam which is specifically packed just for travel. So they don't let you check in any of the local Zamzam which you may be buying from the local stores. They already have a sealed pack and ready for travel, inshallah. So we will be providing one of those when we get to the airport. I would like to hand it over to Sister Rahima so she can cover Nuzuk and permits.
Yeah, so Brother Harun did kind of touch a little bit on what the Nusuk app is. But before we get into that, there are some tech needs that you'll have throughout the trip. And the first one on that list is definitely having a smartphone or a phone that's capable of downloading this app, which is a Nusuk app. So whether it's iPhone, Android, etc., that's fine. So long as it works with the Nusuk app. And I would highly suggest that everyone goes ahead and downloads that app from now. So if you are part of the WhatsApp group, you've already seen that it's been posted. A guide has been posted in there which has the links for the Nusuk app. And if you haven't been in the group, it will be reposted after the seminar. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And I would highly recommend to just go ahead and download it from here and now. Secondly, it's also highly recommended to have a phone with internet access. And there's really two ways that you can make sure you have internet access while you're in Saudi Arabia. Firstly, you could get a US SIM with roaming data. So how that works is like you'd call your carrier from here to confirm exactly what your plan is, make sure that you have coverage in Saudi, and figure that out with them. Or if you'd rather, you can keep an unlocked phone and get a local Saudi SIM, which you can purchase at the airport or near the Haram, and that way you have data throughout the trip. A common question that people have is like, could I just use Wi-Fi, which is available in the hotels? You can use Wi-Fi while you're in the hotel, but of course, once you leave the hotel, you're no longer connected to that Wi-Fi, so you wouldn't be able to access the internet outside of the hotel room, which is mostly an issue if you ever need to open your app and it is not previously open on a Wi-Fi. Then you need that data access, which you won't have outside of the hotel. So definitely recommended to have internet throughout. And then nextly, a really frequent question that we get is that does each family member have their own phone? And so the way I would answer this is that each family member will need a device on which they can present their permit when they go, for Umrah, when they go to the Roda. You have to show your permit on that device. So we've seen people do it on iPads before. It does work on the iPad, but each person would need a device. And then the next question is, what about for kids? So if your child is going in, especially to the Roda, yes, they will need their own permit on their own device. And so just to clarify, when you do download the Nusuk app, you will have to sign up. And in order to sign up, you need some information like your visa number, your passport number, things like that, birthday. And then you'll also need a unique phone number and a unique email address. And what that means is that the phone number that you use to create your account cannot be used to create another account. So for example, if you're traveling with another family member, if you've used this phone number to make your account, they can't use that same phone number, right? And the other thing is the email addresses, which are extremely important because every time you try to sign into your account, you're going to get a one-time verification code on your email address. So they'll email you a code which you'll have to input. So you want to make sure that the email address that you're giving is an email address that you have access to, you remember the password to. It's not like so full of and the storage is completely out where you can't get any more emails, right? It's something that's working and active and that you can check, because again, you're going to need to be able to receive emails and to check those emails in order to get the code to log in. So for the email addresses, I highly, highly, highly recommend making sure that that email address is working and is functional before you even give it as an option for making the account. As for the phone number, you're not getting a code on that number. So if you wanted, to use a number that possibly is a house phone number or something like that, you're not getting any texts or anything. So that's fine. You could do that, but the email address has to be something that you have immediate access to. Once you have the apps downloaded and set up, just like Brother Harun mentioned, you're going to want to make sure that you take out a permit, one for Umrah and the other one for when you're in Medina for the Roda. And that, of course, it's an optional activity. If you don't, you can do it on your own timing and one works best for you, but definitely keep in mind that you want to make sure it works with the scheduling as well. And that it's a time that's going to work really well for you. If they have the availability, let's say for a time like at midnight and you're not going to be up, do not take a permit for that timing, because if you miss your appointment, there is no chance to get another one, at least for another 45 days. So each permit is good for the span, meaning each permit, once you've taken one out, you cannot take another one out for 45 days unless you cancel it. And honestly, if you're canceling it, the chances of getting another one are very low. So my advice is that definitely take it out for a time that you'll be able to make it. And another thing to keep in mind, this is all in the Nusuk guide, but it's worth repeating, is that it isn't a 24-hour format. And I mention this every seminar, and I always on the trip have at least one person come to me and say, I thought it was 2 p.m., but it was actually 2 a.m. and I missed my appointment. So please be careful when you're making your appointment times. It's a 24-hour format. So anything between 1 to 12, is the AM slot, and anything past that 1300 onwards is going to be the PM slot. So please keep that in mind when you're making your permits. Because like I said, if you miss your permit for Medina, you won't be able to make a new one. Other to that, any additional information that you need for like signing up and making appointments, all of that is already in the Nusuk guide. And we also have a tutorial, like a video tutorial. They go very in depth of how to make a permit, how to cancel a permit, things like that. But other to that, if you have any questions, please feel free to mention at the end, and always reach out to us as well. Brother Harmon?
Thank you, Sister Rima. And just a reminder, they don't issue permits for kids under 6 years old. So if you do have any children under 6, they won't issue a permit for the Roda. And when you're going for Umrah, as long as most of the family, they have their devices and everyone's in the haram, they will let you in. They don't really check as much as they do in Medina, but of course, it's always recommended to have the permits and have them available when you are entering for your Umrah in Makkah, inshallah. So I do want to open it up for a Q&A session. So bear with me 1 second. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can also start putting it in the chat. But we will also open up the mic. So if you want to talk, inshallah, you can unmute yourself, inshallah, and you can go ahead and ask your questions as well. So if you have any questions, you can either post it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself to go ahead and ask your questions, inshallah.